Hey YouTube, we're going to be doing a workout today using one band and one single weight. I'm using 3 pounds. I would recommend anywhere between 1 to 3 pounds for this workout. If you want to go a little bit heavier, I would say we'll max out around 5 pounds. So let's go ahead and start off without either one. And we're going to have our legs extended long on our mat. And we're just going to start off with a spine stretch. So you're going to take an inhale to reach both your arms up overhead, a fold down to your toes. We're just going to let the palms hover over the toes and then restack your spine, coming up one vertebrae at a time. You'll take another inhale, reach up overhead, round the spine, and then restack your spine one vertebrae at a time. We're going to do 2 more like that. So take an inhale, reach up, exhale, a fold, and then restack your spine one vertebrae at a time. And then again, we're going to take another inhale, forward fold, restack your spine, coming up one vertebrae at a time. Perfect. And then let's go ahead and grab our equipment today. So we're going to start with our band, and we're going to bring the band up to about a couple inches above the knees. And that's going to help us during this first exercise to make sure that we keep the knees apart. And then we're also going to grab our weight, but we're going to place the weight down by the side just to start. And we're going to start with some rollbacks. So we're going to go ahead and reach the arms forward, press out against your band so that it has a little bit of pressure, and press your feet down into the floor. Take a breath in, shoulders down and relax. We're going to round back halfway. Keep pressing your feet down into the floor. Inhale, come back up into extension. We're going to do 2 more like that. Round the pelvis. Start to round back halfway. And then inhale, come back up to center. We'll do 1 more. Rounding back. Inhale, come back up to center. We'll pause here. We're going to grab our weight. We're going to start with the weight in the left hand. And we're going to reach the arms forward. We can have the opposite fingertips reaching forward as well. We're going to round back, hold it here. And then I'm going to open the left arm, bring it back to center, switch the hand over to the other side. Right arm opens and left. And we're going to keep pulling the abs in as you go into this chest expansion. And right, let's do 2 more to each side. Left and right. Last one to the left. And last one to the right. Come back to the center. We're going to round up to seated. Pause here and just turn our weight sideways. So we're holding it in between both palms like that. And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do a lat raise. So we're going to round back, hold it here. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower. Nice and controlled. Keep the belly in. 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. And then we'll round up to seated, relax the arms here. We're going to do 1 more exercise set in this sequence. So we're going to start with that weight in the left hand, and we're going to do some rotation. So we'll have the right hand forward and then the left hand also extended, gripping onto our weight. We're going to round back, hold it, pull this left one in for a twist, and then back to the center. We're going to stay on this side for 4 and 3. Last 2. 1 more. And then let's just go right into the other side. 6 on this side as well. 5. 4. Last 3. 2. And last 1. And then go ahead and round up to seated. We're going to place our weight down for a moment. We can straighten our legs. We'll keep our band on. I'm just scooting towards the edge of my mat, sitting up tall, and then we're going to round the pelvis, press my thighs down into the floor, rounding back 1 vertebrae at a time until I come all the way down and flat. And then let's go ahead and bring the legs knees bent and feet pressing down into the floor. We're going to do a little bridging sequence here. So we're going to start pressing out against that band so that the knees aren't in towards each other. So get the legs active here. Press your feet nice and firm down into the floor. We're going to go into our articulating bridge. So we'll start with that pelvic tilt. Start to lift your tailbone, low back, middle back, upper back. We're going to take another breath in at the top. Start to melt the spine down, one vertebrae at a time. And then again, we go into that pelvic tilt. Start to lift up. Good. Take another breath in at the top. Start to melt down. Let's do one more like that. Imprint the spine first. Scoop yourself up. And then you melt yourself down. Perfect. We're going to add on to it now. At the top, we're going to add some pulses out for that band. So we're going to start with the imprint of the spine first. Scoop yourself up one vertebra at a time. At the top, let's hold it up here. We're going to pulse out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we melt the spine down all the way down to the mat. That's it. Now we're going to go into some hinge bridging. So we're going to send the hips up to the ceiling in a flat back. So we're going to lift up and lower. Just a tap of your tailbone to the mat each time you lower down. For 4, 3, last 2, and 1 more. Go ahead and come all the way down. Take a breath there. And then we're going to go into another series or variation at the top. So we're going to come up into that high bridge. This time we're going to lift the right and then the left, keeping the hips up. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. And then we'll melt our hips all the way down. Good. Once your hips are all the way down, go ahead and give yourself a little circle of your spine. And you can take it to the other direction. We can reach the legs up to the ceiling, point and flex the toes a little bit. And then we'll come back down to position. We're going to take the arms up to the ceiling and we're going to bring the legs into tabletop. We're going to go into our dead bug series here. So let's start off first by just reaching the right arm back, bringing it up to center, and then you're going to take the left leg forward, draw it back in. Let's go to the other side. Left arm back, back up to center, right leg extends, pull it back in. That's it. Now let's go for both. So we're going to take the right arm back, left leg long, back to center. We're going to switch. Left arm back, right leg long. That's it. We're going to be here for 8 and 7. 6 more here. Last 5. We've got 4 and 3. Last 2 and last 1. Perfect. Go ahead and bring it back into position. Relax the legs down, relax the arms down. And then let's switch it up here. So we're going to take the legs up to the ceiling and we're going to grab our weight and we're going to bring the left leg slightly down and the right leg slightly ahead. We're going to keep the toes pointed. You can keep your right hand nice and flat on the floor. We're going to reach this left arm up to the ceiling. Keep that pressure on the band. We're going to take the left hand up and outside of the right ankle for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Perfect. Bring it down. Let's switch. Take the left leg up. Bring your left palm down to the floor and we take it outside the ankle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3. Last 2. One more. Perfect. Go ahead and relax it all the way down. Place your weight to the side. And then let's go ahead and keep the arms down. You can kind of open them a little bit wider so you have a little more of support on the floor. We're going to take the legs up to the ceiling, heels together, toes apart, and we're going to go into that Pilates V shape. We're just going to lower the legs down 3 inches and back 3 inches. If you want to go a little bit further, you can. If you want to take it down maybe 6 inches instead, you can totally do that. We're going to be here for 4 and 3. Last 2. On 1, let's take it down. We're going to hold it here. Open the heels, close the heels. Open and close for 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Bring it together, bend your knees. We're going to keep the heels together, toes apart. Keep pressing down into the floor. Let's stretch the legs and bring it back in. If you want to add a progression, you can add a chest lift. Stretch and bend for 4, 3, 2 more. On the next one, we're going to press it out. Hold it there. Let's open and close for 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Bring it together. Bend your knees. Bring it all the way in. Relax your legs down. Take a little breath there. We can give ourselves that spine twist. And then let's go into some leg series. We're going to roll over onto our left hip. And we're just going to place our hand right underneath like a little kickstand. Tuck that bottom hip under so you have a nice little gap in between your abs here on this side, your obliques, and the mat, rather than just having your hip relaxed down. So we're going to start there. Now, if you want to go into a progression here, you can lift the feet off the floor, or you can keep them down. We're going to go into our clam. So we're going to bring the knees in, scooch your booty back towards the back edge of your mat, and we're going to open and close. Open and close for 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Go ahead and bring it into a close. Take a little pause there. We're going to keep the legs in this position, but just separate our feet, and then we're going to take that leg up and down, up and down for 6, 5, 4 more, 3, we've got 2, let's spice up a little bit, hold it up there, little pulses, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, perfect. Go ahead and bring it down. Last thing here, we're going to stretch the legs long, and we're going to lower and lift this straight leg, lift and lower, lift and lower for 6, 5, and 4, last 3, 2, and we're going to go into that hold it up there, hold it just for 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax it all the way down. You can give your hip a little press there, and then let's come up to seated before we go to the other side. We're going to do some series here with our weight, some arm series here. So for your arm series, if you'd like, you can sit back on your heels, or if you want to add a little bit more stability challenge, you can come up onto all fours. So those are your options here. So you can sit back on the heels or come up to all fours, whichever you prefer. We're going to start with our hug a tree. So we're going to be doing some unilateral work by just using one hand. Keep the arms, the shoulders down and back from the ears, so relax them down and back. Your elbows have a soft bend and your wrists have a soft bend. We're going to bring the fingertips together and open. Together and open for 4 and 3. 2 more Last one. Let's switch. Place the weight over in the other hand, and we're going to do the same on this side. Just for 6. We've got 5, 4, 3, last 2. On 1, let's bring it together. Turn our weight facing upright, and we're just going to do little pulses up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Go ahead and relax it down. Let's go ahead and extend the arms. We're going to go into our bicep curl. You still want to keep those shoulders down and back from the ears. Single arm bicep curl. We're going to curl the left for 6, 5, 4, 3 more, 2. On 1, let's go ahead and switch it over to the other hand. Same thing here, just for 6, 5. Try to keep those wrists up to shoulder height. 4, and 3, 2. Last one. Let's bring that weight to the center. Bend the elbows, fingertips point up to the ceiling. Little pulses up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Relax your arms all the way down. Let's do an overhead press. We're going to take a little hinge forward at the hips. Just make sure your chest comes slightly past your hips, but not too far forward. Let's go ahead and press up overhead. Bring it back down for 6 and 5. Last 4. 3. 2 more. Last one, we're going to switch it up, take it over to the other side, and we've got 6. 5. Last 4. 3 more. 2. On 1, let's take it overhead. We're going to go right into our tricep press, still with that little hinge forward. We've got 8, 7, last 6, and 5, 4, 3 more here, 2, last one. Good. Go ahead and relax the arms down. Now you see why we picked that 3-pound weight. So we're going to place it down to the side, and we're going to come into our other side for that leg series on this other side. So we'll come down. Remember, we want to have our little gap here in between. We call it a mouse house. We want to have that little gap. Hips are stacked. We can take them back towards the back edge of your mat, and we're going to go into our clam. And if you want that progression, you can lift your feet off the floor to make it a little bit more challenging for your last 6, 5, 4, 3 more, 2, last one. Perfect. We're going to separate the feet. We're going to go into that lift. Up and down. Up and down. Good. 6, 5, last 4, and 3, 2, 1. Hold it up there, little pulses. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Go ahead and bring it all the way down. Let's stretch the legs. Still keep the hips stacked. We're going to go into that lower and lift. We go up and down, up and down. 6, 5 more. Last 4, 3, 2. On 1, we're going to lift it and hold just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead and relax it all the way down. Let's turn to the belly. We're going to point the toes, kind of lift the legs, get the glutes active, separate the band. So we want to have that lift in the band. And we're going to take an inhale, lift the head, neck, and chest, squeezing up into your back extension and lower down. Good. Keep that separation in the band. We've got 4. Last 2. And one more. Perfect. We'll come all the way down. Take a little pause there. Let's lift and keep that band extended. Maybe open it up a little bit wider. We're going to reach the arms, stretch them long, and we're just going to hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and relax all the way down. Last thing here, you can relax the legs. We're just going to press up into our swan, our spine extension. Remember, for your swan, you want to make sure the shoulders aren't up by the ears. You want to keep them down and back. If you can't come all the way up into that extension without bringing the shoulders up into the ears, just go ahead and place your palms and your elbows down and lift up from here. And then let's go ahead and tuck our toes under. Press back into our heels. Sit back for a child's pose. So we'll just reach towards the front edge of your mat. We'll take our right arm through for a little spine twist. And then let's go ahead and take the left arm through for a spine twist on this side. Let's come back to the center where we can round and curve the spine a couple times, forward and back. And then let's come back to center of our mat where we sit back on our heels, and we'll finish up with a couple of spine movements here. Take the right hand down, reach the left arm up and over for a lateral bend. You can open up the chest to the ceiling or take it down to the floor. Go into that spine twist. We'll take it back up to the ceiling. We're going to go over to the other side. Reaching up and over, you can open the chest or take it down to the floor. And then we'll come back to the center. Let's bring our hands onto our knees or onto our thighs, and we're going to round the spine and curve. 2 more, rounding the spine and curve. Last one, round and curve. Perfect. Come back to center. Take a nice inhale. Reach up overhead. And then exhale, we'll open down to our hips where you will be all done. Thank you so much for joining me again for another workout. I hope you enjoyed. And if you want to do more workouts using props, let me know in the comments. I would love to do more workouts like this, and see you at the next one. Thanks again. Bye.